Hello?
Hi.
It's on.
Hi, Obi.
It's on. Let's do it. Hey, guys. Welcome to the RIOT podcast today.
Another day, another podcast.
I'm starving. What is the deal?
Well,
Aren't you hungry?
You're a growing boy. I mean, your birthday's on
food.
Saturday.
Look here. We'll have another one of these weird bacon things.
Did you put that in there? Obi just randomly went through a snack box that we have here in the studio, and you were just munching.
I don't think I should be eating those. They're pretty good. Kinda.
You're just hungry, so your guard's down.
Man.
You'll just eat things you normally don't eat.
It's the salt. It gets you every time. So, hey, today in the podcast, I get real on streaming news.
You do?
Mm-hmm. We talk, oh my gosh, the beginning of the podcast is filled with some of the craziest food stuff. Yesterday was just like crazy food time.
We talk about KFC. They're doing Kentucky Fried Chicken and a donut collab for a new sandwich.
Pizza Hut Cheez-Its. Weird.
That's real.
We talk about the Philips Hue, and Nikki gets real about that.
I do. Well, how can we afford the KFC chicken and the Pizza Hut if we're going to be spending money on all this other stuff?
We also talk about going to the DMV, what your iPhone has to say about Facebook, a trip to England, how things are going for my birthday so far.
The plans for this weekend.
The plans are really coming together. Mario Karts. And, that's it. So, yeah. No.
You might find a few surprises in there.
There's a couple little things tucked in, but you know how it is.
I'll tell you this. On Friday, we'll be celebrating Obadiah's birthday. Since his birthday is actually Saturday, but there's no, RIOT that day. Mm-hmm. So we'll pre-celebrate on Friday. We'll be doing a RIOT Skips Work as well. So if you are a podcast listener, but maybe you want to watch live when we do that, if you join us at RadioU or RadioU RIOT, you should like and follow both of our Facebook pages. You'll be good and you'll get a notification on Friday for our RIOT Skips Work. It's a special Obadiah birthday breakfast.
Mm-hmm. So anything else, Nikki?
Enjoy the day. Enjoy the podcast.
And we'll see y'all later.
Let's go get a snack.
Oh, it's the RIOT.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the RIOT on RadioU.
I realize that what I'm about to do is become a hypocrite because it's not as if we're going to stop, but yesterday afternoon, when I was preparing for today's show, I had what was probably less than like 14 news stories about either newly announced upcoming streaming services, which there is one, new shows that have been announced for new streaming services, and on and on.
Reboots and everything yesterday.
And I just sat down and I was like, you know what? Is this all life is? Is this what the RIOT has come to? Are we nothing but the mouthpiece for streaming services as they dole out little packets of information day after day after day? And we're supposed to be like, oh, new streaming service. Oh, they're losing that show. Oh, they're getting that show. Man, welcome to Stream Talk.
Hey, there's the segment right there.
You know what? I'm genuinely getting tired of it. And in the middle of all this, I decided that I needed to get out there with the last piece of advice you're ever going to need. Okay, you've got Netflix and Hulu and Peacock, which is NBC's
That's the new
upcoming
NBC one, yeah.
That's a piece of news I'm sure we'll get into later in Stream Talk. But they're all fighting over shows that are 20 years old.
Yeah.
Or 10 years old. They're like, we got Friends. We got The Office. We got Seinfeld. Do you realize for less than the price of what you would pay for an entire year of streaming a platform, you could go to a used DVD store and they're everywhere.
You could probably buy the whole entire thing.
You could buy not one, but probably all of those shows.
The whole thing.
In their entirety, and you could just put them on the shelf, and you're like, well, I don't want to have to get the discount. That's not a problem. I will tell you that for little to no money, you can rip the video off of those discs, you can store them on your hard drive, and admittedly, it's a little shifty because it's like you're ripping media, but you own it.
You own it. That's fine.
You can put it on your hard drive, and you can actually set up a little server on your hard drive that I can even right now, I can grab my phone and watch stuff from my computer on my phone right now.
Now, that seems like a lot of work if you're going to rip all the show. But, I mean, what else are we doing?
I'll admit to you that sounds like a lot of work, but you just got to get disciplined. You do 1 disc a day, and you know what? By the
Work
end
hard, you'll be done.
By the end of a month, you've got all those shows on your own private server, and guess what? Every time somebody's like, we don't have The Office, it went to blank, and you're like, I got The Office, locked up at home, safe and sound. Screw you.
Sometimes with streaming services, though, it's fun to find other stuff on there. I don't want to have to rip everything.
Okay, now, I agree with what you're saying.
You're just talking
fine.
like if The Office goes to the, like the Warner Brothers one,
right,
or the NBC one, and you're not joining all of these, but you have the one show that ends up going away instead of going over and signing up for another new one.
That's right.
Then you could just go ahead and try the old school way.
Can I get an amen, Nikki?
I thought we were supposed to get rid of all of our clutter. But you could just, again, rip it all and you're fine.
You rip it all, you put it in a box, it's in an external drive, it just sits there, whatever. I'm just saying
take it to your parents, leave it there.
I am tired of 20-year-old shows being headlines because they've been in syndication. They run 400 times a day on cable, and now they're like, yeah, but you can only stream it in one place. I'm like, are you serious right now?
See, this impacted you yesterday.
Let me hurry up and sign up to get the exclusive rights to something that's older than my parents. I care.
You okay?
I'm tired of it.
You all right? Okay.
I'm tired of it.
I see.
I don't even have stream fatigue. I've got stream news fatigue. That's like a whole other level past it.
It's a precursor. It's a whole thing.
Come on.
All right, well, thank
I'm
you for
giving
that.
seminars at the airport about how to help you save money on your media.
He can show you how to rip it, and again, with some dedication, with some hard work, you'll be fine.
A little handbrake, a little DVD cat list, and it's a little cat.
You're done.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, Radio U.
Oh, so much food news.
You want KFC or Pizza Hut first?
I don't know. Which one would you rather talk about?
Oh, I guess probably the KFC one.
You would?
I think so.
Okay.
The other one still just looks weird. You know,
and this
I
doesn't?
guess
Wait,
this doesn't. This does not seem weird at all. This seems like, yeah, I could see that.
I love that you feel like that's perfectly fine, but this is, or no,
this
excuse me,
good.
This one seems fine, but the other one seems outlandish.
It does. It seems kind of all like really out of left field.
Go ahead, Nikki, lay it on me.
So KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is now combining with donuts to offer a new combo meal.
Well.
Yeah, and so this is going to be, this is nothing new. A lot of places do this, like at the fair or at the fair, the local fair, the state fair, wherever you're going. But it's basically a chicken sandwich with 2 donuts on top as the and the bottom as the buns. And so they're going to be offering their own version of the chicken and donut sandwich.
Okay, now I'll be honest. I feel like I've never seen the chicken and donut sandwich. I've seen certainly the hamburger
version. Yes, but I mean at fairs you could still usually get chicken as well.
But I mean chicken and donuts
with some sort of sauce, or it's either the glaze melting down from the donut. So you can get a sandwich on its own or a combo if you would like, or you could just get 2 donuts with like chicken tender strips. So if you want chicken fingers. That's another basket. The KFC.
I don't see. Okay, here's what I think is funny is for some reason when you make a sandwich out of it, it seems reasonable. But when you just put a donut
with
next to a chicken finger, I'm like, what are we doing?
Why are we having this combination?
Like, what are we doing?
But you can. So they're going to be testing this for a limited time. Here's where we're really going to be speaking to our Radio U RIOT, Pennsylvania fans.
Right.
We have no FM station in Pennsylvania, but we have so many listeners.
We do.
So I want you to just be like, oh, she's talking to me. If you happen to try it, it's mostly being tested in Pennsylvania and some in Virginia. It's going to be 41 locations. So if you're in Allison Park, Murraysville, Latrobe, Greensburg, Waynesburg, all these Pennsylvania locations, and in Virginia, that's going to be testing. So this is kind of similar to the KFC chicken and waffles, which they've done in the past.
Yeah, which I never had those.
And now you cannot have the donut version.
I know. Do you think seriously that this sandwich has what it takes to go nationwide?
They're talking about it. I mean, this is why they they test these sort of things. I don't know why it wouldn't go nationwide, even if it was like for a promotion, a limited time.
Looks good. You know what,
Which part of it? The donut or just the chicken on the side?
The only thing I will say, though, is, okay, let's say this goes nationwide and we actually get a chance to get it.
Yeah.
Here's my big concern. These are good photos, but...
It's going to look nothing like it.
I know. And I want you to know something. The glazed donut is... First off, you get a good glazed donut, like a truly good one, it's sublime in its greatness. I think the glazed donut can be very underrated. In a world where we're all piling crazy things on our donuts, a plain, quote-unquote, glazed donut seems a little understated, but it can be quite delicious. But that being said, the glazed donut can so easily just be garbage.
Yeah.
It is so easy to get a crappy glazed donut. And do you think that at KFC, they're going to be pulling donuts off the hot thing like you get at Krispy Kreme? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like they're putting a fresh Krispy Kreme donut on chicken, which sounds good.
And in fact, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's a Krispy Kreme-like partnership, but it is not. They do not say where these donuts are coming from, which then makes you worry.
I feel like for these photos, they went to Krispy Kreme, but when it comes to the actual sandwich,
we don't know.
Who knows?
But it's still being tested. So again, RadioU listeners in Pennsylvania and in Virginia, if you happen to see it, let us know how it is.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So you're going to do all that eating of chicken and donuts. What are you going to do while you eat it? Well, you can't just enjoy it. You have to multitask. You're going to have to watch some TV.
Sure.
Right? I'm looking at this, which I'm not getting it. I'm not. But I'm interested in it, and I think it could be really cool. And that is that Philips has come up with what they're calling all right, it doesn't have a great name. But
let's just keep working through it.
The Philips Hue Play HDMI Sync Box.
What are you thinking of box for the box?
What? Hello?
What does it sync?
Well, here's what it does is you will, if you do the Philips Hue thing, which are the smart lights where you can adjust the color and they can do like 400 billion colors and all that kind of crap. What this will do is...
First off, they don't like it called that.
They don't like that.
It's innovative. It's beautiful.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Just seem to be throwing out the harder words.
And all of that kind of fine entertainment and home product.
Better? Much better.
Okay. Not final, but better.
Sure.
Okay.
So we're still working on it.
So here's the idea is that whether it's coming out of your cable box or Blu-ray or receiver or whatever the heck it is, you put this little box in between whatever that is and you run your HDMI cable into it.
Yeah.
And then it runs an HDMI cable out to the TV. And then it communicates to the Philips Hue light bulbs that you have installed in this room. And it will constantly be changing the color of the lights based on what's on your TV.
Like with the sound and stuff?
I don't think it's so much sound, but it's color-based. So depending on the colors that are on screen at any given moment, the lights in your room will change colors based on what's on the TV.
So is it more for like optimal TV viewing, or is it more for like, oh yes, you're watching this amazing action scene and things turn dark or things turn this?
I think it's more mood lighting than it is anything else. And there for a while they were working with Sci-Fi. I can't remember, was it 12 Monkeys? And there was some other show they had where they already had it programmed so that you would download an app on your phone. It would sync up with what was on TV, and it was programmed to work with the TV show that you were watching.
I felt so bad, though. You're like, all right, Sci-Fi. So for the people that are actually watching Sci-Fi, and you're like, here's a handful. Like, who has all these Philips Hue light bulbs? There's a very tiny handful now who are watching the TV show at the same time and downloaded the app. You're like, here's this 5 people that are doing this.
I see what you're saying, but
and they're all a part of the show anyways.
I actually think you're wrong, and here's why. Because I think if you take here's the people that are watching TV, and here's the people that own Hue lights, that Venn diagram, very, very small overlap. The people that are watching Sci-Fi that have the Hue lights, that's the same.
I think it's like nothing.
No, see, I disagree. That overlaps. Those are the people that are like, I will have my TV control my lights.
I'm sure that it overlaps, but I think the overlap is just a very small group of people.
I think it's bigger than you think just because There's some pretty nerdy people in there.
It's not about just nerdy. It's about those who have all those light bulbs.
Nerdy, like they're software engineers. They're working in the valley. They're making all that money. And then
If they're really that smart, then they're not even wanting to use these light bulbs. Like, they got their own setup.
Nikki's take is, if they're that smart, they can't be dumb enough to watch sci-fi.
No,
okay, come on.
They're not shelling out for all those things. They got their own setup.
All right, Nikki, what would you pay for the...
Free. It's got to be free. My first 20 light bulbs are free.
Okay.
That's what I pay.
So what we're
and
saying is...
it's a free app with no monthly service.
You're not a customer for this.
No,
this is
I'll hear it out.
Okay. They want, for you to get started, the box is going to be $230.
Not free?
Not free. No, not
Who
free.
wants the box? I'll pay someone to just dim the lights and put some film on it with different colors.
And then, of course, you do have to
have
buy
the light bulbs.
You got to buy the bulbs, which may require another control box. I'm not sure.
Oh my! I just can't. Just can't even think about that.
That's fine. We're just throwing it out there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna pass that right on back.
Well, you know what? I guess you'll just be eating your chicken donuts in
with
the
my
dark.
normal lighting. No, I still have lighting.
Poor people lighting.
I know, right? I can't change colors.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Aaron has some of these lights, Nikki. Look at that. He texted in.
Yeah, and he said he hooked him up to his Alexa so he can ask to change the colors. So I think that's great. I don't need to buy the $200 and something box, though, to make it sync with the shows.
All right, Nikki.
Maybe not.
All right.
I just feel like that's a lot of money.
Just too good for it.
No, I'm not too good for it. It's too good for me.
Is it?
It's too good for me.
You know, we have right here in the studio, we have LED rope lighting.
We do. Woo!
Watch this. Alexa, change the lights to green.
And by Alexa, he means you on your computer.
Okay, I have to use the app in order to do it.
But it's great. You can totally change the colors on your own time.
Yeah. And you know what? Look at this. Woo.
Hey, and normally when you're watching TV, like you've got a friend in the group that doesn't really want to watch what everybody's watching. And so that person could be the lighting person.
They're responsible for updating the lighting.
They get the lighting, they use the app, they change the colors, and then at the end, maybe like he gets a gift card or something from the friends.
What is it? Okay, it's like the designated driver, but instead they're the designated lighter.
Yeah, we're all saving a lot of money, aren't we?
All right, we're going to give you this tablet that has a color wheel on it, and you just, as you're watching it, you just adjust the lighting, okay?
And he gets real into it.
Way into
it. Like becomes his art.
He starts pre-watching shows, and he's got time markers, so he knows where he wants to go.
He studies at night. He does a run through before your friend's movie night.
He ends up going and working for Philips because he's like, look, I've developed an algorithm that will be better than anything you've designed.
I think this sounds good, doesn't it?
Perfect.
But Aaron, thank you for texting. I'm glad you like that side of it.
Well, up in a couple of minutes, we're going to look at Greg's texts and how Pizza Hut is breaking the laws of God and man.
It does seem a bit weird. Greg's had it. I'll just spoil that. And it makes you feel a little bit better about it, but I'm still worried about it.
He hasn't had it, but he had a friend that had it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. That's why Greg's still alive. His friend's probably dead.
This one's a weird one, though. It's an odd partnership.
Either that or his friend is mutated beyond human life.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
It's just getting weird, guys. Like, it is. I just feel like somebody somewhere says, we give up, let's go weird.
I feel like there's no, we don't want to do that partnership, but thank you anyways. Instead,
no filter. All
these companies are just gathering together to make whatever.
Sure, whatever. We'll do that. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do that.
This one looks the weirdest, but it's real. Actually, most people who sent it to us was not sure if it was real.
No, it is not April Fool's. It is. That's what Will said to me on Twitter. He was like, is it April Fool's?
It is a partnership between Pizza Hut and Cheez-Its.
And so they have the cheese-stuffed Cheez-It pizza.
So basically, it's like a calzone, they're calling it, but the crust of the calzone
is like a Cheez-It.
Is like a Cheez-It, and it has Cheez-Its in it.
It has Cheez-Its in it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the crust. That's why it's a
Well, this is a great time to find out you're lactose intolerant.
It's the Cheez-It pizza, and it's a cross between, it's basically a giant Cheez-It cracker and a calzone. The dough around the outside is infused with Cheez-Its flavor, and it has a crispier texture to be more like a cracker, stuffed with cheese, and then you can add pepperoni if you want, and then marinara sauce that you dip it in.
All right, so Greg in Highland, Illinois texted and said, "Good morning, Obadiah and Nikki. Have you tried the Pizza Hut Cheez-Its yet? I have not tried them, but my friend got cheese ones and pepperoni ones yesterday and said that they were good."
You liked it?
You know what? They have to be good, don't they? Doesn't that have to be good?
Actually, no, it doesn't. We've all had stuff where they're like, oh, this isn't good.
I'll bet it's good. I have a feeling, Nikki.
You think so?
I do. I've got a feeling about it.
So the Cheez-Its with partnership with Pizza Hut started yesterday at all locations nationwide.
So we could just go get it now.
If you want to.
Dude, oh, dude, did you see what Manny just texted?
What?
My mom used to make Cheez-Its covered chicken fingers, and we would call them Cheez-It fingers, and they were amazing.
Hey, so we didn't know Cheez-Its on things were, like, we didn't know that was something.
Shrew says, definitely going to try it soon. Man, come on.
If anybody does, let us know. We could do that for a lunch. What do you think? We could order it. Oh, well, it might not be good for you.
No, I don't think so.
Because of all the cheese. Oh, he's trying to not do dairy.
No, it's not.
And like everything, dairy's in everything, but like that's really pushing it.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but we think I'm lactose intolerant or something like that. There's some kind of
tell you. I mean, that really will be the statement to your body.
I don't. But how many times? Here's what I want to know.
How many times do you have to try?
How many times do I have to be deadly sick? Because here's what I think is really funny. I'm pretty sure I'm lactose intolerant.
Well, then call it.
Wait. But everybody around me is like, well, have you had this?
They do say that sometimes certain things bother people and then certain things don't.
I feel like nobody wants to believe me. They're just like, oh, come on. But, they're not there.
Try the Cheez-It calzone, will you?
They're not there later. They're there when I eat it and I seem alive. But they're not there after.
So then say it. Just admit it. Just say what then everybody's afraid to say.
No, I have been saying it. And
you're saying we think. You say we think.
All right. That's what I'm saying here.
Just say it.
I'll just tell you right now. In my life, not in this fantasy land that
where Cheez-Its and Pizza Hut have a partnership.
I mean, I'm sure I'm still dreaming right now. This story can't be real. Here I keep saying maybe.
No, say it
at
then.
At home, I've been like, I'm lactose intolerant. And my roommates are like, well, try this and take a Lactaid.
And then they're watching you just to see for when you crumble.
And again, it's like I take the Lactaid, I'm like, I'm fine. And then 3 hours later,
I'm not fine.
My stomach starts these like alarm bells going off. And most people are like, well, if you don't get sick within 20 minutes, you're fine. That's not the way I'm working right now. Okay?
So say it here.
No.
I am what?
We think.
No, you have to commit to it then.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to commit.
I am intolerant.
Erica says there's a difference between lactose intolerance and a milk allergy. I don't know. But the thing is, you know what? Whatever. Here we go. See, and that's another thing, too.
Here's why we can't just say it.
Exactly. Because Erica, and thank you for caring enough. She sent me a large text, which I'll read in a minute. But once you start down that road, then people are like, yeah, but if you take a Cheez-It that you wrap in cheese, then you should
be fine.
The lactose cancels each other out.
Actually, probably would. It should be fine. And if you think that's all real cheese in that thing, then you're joking. It's not.
Was there real cheese on those chips yesterday?
No.
And how sick was I? You weren't there.
No, that's just because we had weird flavors. You were just sensitive to that.
Man, I was like having revival. Like, Jesus!
Please
help me. And
I'm sorry I ate the dill pickle potato chip.
I repent of this, Lord.
I'm sorry.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Hey, if you didn't hear. Oh, wait.
Streaming news. I assume that's the streaming news sound.
Yeah, it is. Because I'm too lazy to come up with an actual one. I mean, guys, Nikki and I could legit have a segment that's just an update on streaming news. But you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to give them that. And you're like, but you're going to talk about it anyway. Yeah, I am. but today I'm talking about it meanly.
Okay, great. That'll really teach them.
That'll get you.
Are we talking about Peacock?
Yes.
Can we do a quick show of text? Like, do we like the name or do we not like the name?
Peacock. That's going to be the NBC Universal upcoming
streaming service.
So
that's what they're calling it.
It's called Peacock. You know what's interesting? Unless I'm misreading this, I don't think it's a paid service.
Oh, of course
looks like
is. You'll pay with something.
Maybe, but no. But it looks like it's going to be ad-based.
Sure.
So,
and then you'll still pay, I'm sure.
Well, that may be. Like, you may be able to pay to remove the ads, but maybe not. Now, that would be interesting because, what is it, Pluto TV? I use that sometimes to watch Riff Tracks and Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I'll, like, flip through that. And that is a streaming service that has a ton of content, but it's all ad-based.
Yeah.
So you can't pay to remove the ads there. It makes me wonder if they will be like that. Like, hey, yeah, you can watch whatever you want, but we're going to show you commercials.
It might start off as one way, but I'm sure it'll move to the normal streaming way that we're used to.
All right. Well, Peacock, they've announced, is coming next April. They say it'll have about 15,000 hours of shows and movies,
so
including
original content and some of the legacy series that they call it.
Parks and Recreation will be moving to Peacock, so that will no longer be available on Netflix. The same is true with The Office. You're also getting reboots of Punky Brewster and Saved by the Bell.
So wait, there was one more. Are you interested in it, or?
Now, this, of course, led to another discussion that has been clarified. Battlestar Galactica. They were
supposed to get a reboot,
but it's not a reboot. The guy who's responsible for it, who worked on Mr. Robot, he said that it will be a show that will take place in the same quote unquote universe as the Battlestar Galactica that aired on the Sci-Fi Channel 10 years ago. So they say it is not a reboot.
Yeah, but it's still in the world that people like if you like Battlestar Galactica.
Well, right. But
it's a new show.
Yes, it is. But the reason I point that out is because when I read reboot, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's a reboot of a reboot. But instead, at least it's a continuation of a reboot. For me, that feels better, okay?
There's a lot to it. There's an SNL docuseries, a Real Housewives spinoff, DreamWorks Animation, some stuff coming from there, and a talk show series from Jimmy Fallon.
Okay. So other things that are going to show up on this service, 30 Rock, Battlestar Galactica, but not the new one, the old one. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Cheers, Covert Affairs. Oh, yeah, because they'll have all the USA Network stuff.
That's where the Mr. Robot thing comes in.
Monk, Parenthood, Psych, Royal Pains, Superstore, Top Chef, SNL, and movies such as Fast and Furious, the Bourne franchises, the Despicable Me franchises, American Pie, Bridesmaids, E.T. E.T.? I know Universal owns it, but don't sully it in that mess.
Don't put it in there.
Jaws, Shrek, The Breakfast Club, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want any,
So Izzy said the Peacock name must not be too bad because it'll help me identify the streaming network, because just calling it NBC won't necessarily help.
That's fair.
So I guess that's a plus. And the other one, Megan says dumb name. I get it, but no.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. You know what? Streaming is what TV is going to become, and you're either going to pay for it or watch the ads on it, or, as I mentioned earlier in the show, these legacy series that they're trying to sell you again, just go buy the freaking used DVDs and call it a day, and then you don't need them. I don't need you.
You have the power.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You know what's happening this Saturday, right?
Happy birthday, we're all here just to
That's
say
the birthday song we have that's free to use.
No, it's not free. We paid for the right to use this non-licensed birthday song.
Meaning it's free from copyright strikes.
It's true. So maybe I'll see if I can find some more for us. But yeah, my birthday
I want something a little bit more elegant for you. I mean, your birthday and all. We should really bring out the best song possible.
I know, and you know what? I just haven't done a lot of digging. I just have these.
Birthday! Woo! Also free.
Happy birthday. I like this one too.
This one reminds me of entertainment.
The Muppets. Or we have this, our cruise
Your
standby.
epic one.
I have been watching a bunch of movies about ships that are sinking and upside down, so this seems fitting.
This is what's perfect for you.
Yeah.
Are you excited for your birthday on Saturday?
Hugely
We're
excited.
going to celebrate on Friday.
Yeah,
If we could
are.
all
Come
just
on.
set a reminder for the start of the show through the entire show on Friday.
I'll tell you what, Nikki and I are going to live stream our Riot Skips work. We're going to go get Wendy's breakfast.
We're finally going to go get you some Wendy's breakfast
Which
on Friday after the show.
I've been waiting years for that to come back. I am excited about it. Now, that being said, what we should really do is, that's not what we should live stream. We should live stream what I think I'm going to do after the show today.
What's that?
Well, I got to go get my driver's license.
Oh, you're going to get it renewed?
I do. And, depending on what state you're in our state now, it's like you can have a state license if you want. But if you want to go into federal buildings or fly, you have to get the new fancy schmancy license, which requires 18 forms of identification, including blood
Which is ironic
samples.
to get the one form of identification.
Identify yourself so you can be identified. I don't know.
So what are you going to get?
Well, you just have to go and get this thing. But, okay, there is a DMV that is near the radio station, the studio.
There is.
That it has been my experience that if I go there at the right time of day, it's like the secret DMV.
Yeah, no one goes.
There's nobody there.
The one right over there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you go, there's a time.
There is. And see, I tried to go to the DMV near my house yesterday, and they were parking in a third lot. And
shuttling you in.
I was just
you take the tram.
It's I don't think this is going to work.
Wrong time. Try again.
I only have 2 hours, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get this done right now. So I didn't.
No, you got to go to the small, out-of-the-way DMVs.
So do you think that one?
That's the one I normally go to.
That'd be a great stream because here's just us trying not to be inappropriate at the DMV.
I would say yes, but you don't want to make them mad.
No, you don't?
You want to quietly stream in the corner.
Fact, I think they have a little sign that's no phones. No phones.
It's not a little sign that if you're making it sound like that.
It's not.
It's a big sign.
No phones. Oh my gosh. I didn't. Okay. I got to see. Have they started taking debit cards yet?
No, I haven't been there. I should probably check my ID. I haven't been there in a while. But I don't think they do. So you got to bring a check or cash.
I don't have a check. And I don't even know my PIN number to get cash. This is going great.
Figure that all out before you go there, okay? Because they're always here's an ATM. A couple of doors down, you get a big fee.
Yeah, they're it's $18 to get your money out for whatever. It's fine. So, this.
So that's today's plan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? I like birthdays, but there's some hassle. You got to pay for the DMV for your car. Then they're and we want your license. And I'm what? You guys send me something. I want a present. And they're you know what? Why don't you just pay us for the privilege of driving? It's well, I'm already paying a bunch of people for the privilege of driving. Well, us too.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Tomorrow, that would be Thursday, September 19th, iOS 13 will launch. Mm-hmm. That will be an update for iPhones, iPads, and the Apple TV. I'm personally excited about iOS 13 for my Apple TV because it's going to add native support for Xbox and PlayStation controllers, and I will now be able to use my Apple TV as a Steam box. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry.
Someone was I don't understand most of that.
That's fine. It's some serious nerd alert. Bottom line is,
fine.
They're gonna, if you've got an iPhone, they're going to rearrange the icons on your phone.
Spoiler alert, okay? I'd like to be surprised.
Look how different the phone app looks now.
Eric's been using it for a while. He was downloading the
beta?
The beta of it. And I remember when it first comes out, man, it's a roll of the dice. And I was trying to call him, and he's yeah, just Let's not until
Not so much.
until we figure it out.
Not so much. Well, the official release...
And then it worked itself out, but...
Official release comes tomorrow. Lots of people have the beta. And even the beta is basically in its like final release window kind of thing. And so one of the things that everyone was talking about last night, and they're still talking about this morning, is that Apple's iOS 13 has some brand new security features in it. Some notifications that'll let you know when something on your phone is doing something that maybe it's not really supposed to. For example, when the Facebook app is constantly trying to turn your Bluetooth on when you're not using it. So apparently the Facebook app, at least on the iPhone,
it's tattling.
It's using Bluetooth to tap into other phones and other things to tap your location. What?
Even when it's supposedly not in use.
Right. So
that's the big thing.
You're not using it. You're not whatever. And in the background, it's like, well,
where are you?
Let's see if we can figure a few things out here.
Well, it wants to know when it can, share things with you or
crazy
show you things.
Crazy. And I get it. Like, this is probably happening. Facebook just happens to be the big one that got caught.
Yeah, it's the most noticeable.
So you can be sure that there are plenty of other apps on your phone that are doing that. But that has been the big thing that people are saying, is that because of the way they've updated these features in iOS 13, once tomorrow hits and you guys who have iPhones get iOS 13, they say get ready for the deluge of people that are going, wait, why is my phone doing this? Why is it doing that? Why does it want to do that? And so that just means that app developers will have to push updates that are, working to hide that again from the OS that's looking.
They're not going to stop doing it, but they just don't want you to be able to notice that you're doing it.
That's not a thing. I was listening. This is related, but side note, to somebody who's like a finance guy, and he was like, he's like, I just sold all my Facebook stock. And it was interesting, but his only take was, he's like, I can tell you, they're only getting in more trouble from here. I was like,
well, I still feel like you have enough time, though, to make some money out of it,
That's
or
probably
still
true.
use it.
But I just think it's funny him saying that, where you're just like, he's right. Like, it's not at any point that somebody's going to go, and then Facebook did something really great, and they changed everything for the better. No.
No one's saying that.
That's not going to be a thing.
Or any other main company that's in your life right now like that. They're not going to do that.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right, so the update tomorrow?
Update is tomorrow. And like I said, if you've got an Apple device, Apple TV, iPhones, and iPads, will get and I believe you'll also get new watch software for the Apple Watch.
Did you hear that, Watch? You get new software.
I will say the thing that I don't know if yours is new enough or whatever, but they're adding that decibel meter to it. That fascinates me. So that you'll be able to set it so that at certain decibel levels, your watch will go off to tell you how loud it is in the room. Love it.
I won't be able to use that feature every morning.
I'm not that loud.
Well,
I'm not breaking 90 decibels
you know what?
in here.
We'll let the watch tell us,
okay,
won't we?
We will.
It'll tell me if I need to be aware for my eye or my ears.
It's got a heart rate monitor, and it tells you your stress level's going up every time I open my mouth.
Why is it during riot hours?
Every time he talks, your stress level increases. It's no wonder.
I just end up taking the watch off every morning.
Just get in the panic room, Nikki.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I want to say good morning to Madison. She is listening this morning live in the UK.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, she is.
Why can't we go on these trips, guys?
She's an online friend and a friend of the show, and has been for a long time. And I don't know if she ever actually works. All I ever see when I check on her Facebook is like, here she is rock climbing. Here she is this thing. Here she is that thing.
Maybe the traveling is for work, though.
Oh, no. She's with her parents. I know that. Now, maybe that's still work.
Could be.
I saw that she was like delayed in the airport with her parents. Her dad actually said something funny. They kept getting delayed, and he was like, we've been traveling for 4 hours and gone 9 miles.
Haven't even left.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You could work from anywhere.
You're right. You're right.
I just want to make it in case she is working.
I'm going to take my laptop down to the DMV later.
Yeah, so you could be working from anywhere, which is practically like being in the UK.
Yeah, you know what? It's just
like
as fun.
Going on an exotic vacation and just really relaxing.
You know what? Like, the people here are great.
You have a great vacation.
The accents make it kind of hard to understand, and everybody's driving on the wrong side of the road, but I'm having a good time at the DMV.
You're going to have a great time.
It's so much fun.
Well, thank you for listening, even on vacation/work.
Yeah. My birthday is this weekend, and I'm just going to throw this out there. I tried 3 different birthday plans.
Yeah.
And because I kind of want Madison and everyone else to feel bad. So I'm just going to throw this out there, and I want you to know that all my birthday plans fell through.
Oh, on Saturday's Obi's birthday.
Yep.
So you're not doing a party? You're not?
No.
Not a big thing?
Nope.
Or not a trip? A day trip?
Nope.
Day trip? An hour trip?
Here's what I finally settled on.
You eating out?
I finally settled on meeting a friend for coffee.
Well, you can do that any day. That's not very birthday-ish.
I know.
Aw.
But you know what?
You're going to do more.
It's fine.
Hey.
I enjoy it.
Challenge accepted. You know, we got Friday, all right?
We do, and you know what we're going to do?
Friday's your work birthday, and we're going to have a really good time.
Well, it's going to be great. We're going for Wendy's.
Wendy's breakfast. Obi hasn't had it in years.
And to be clear, you can't do that every day.
Okay, so we'll go and get you a Wendy's breakfast.
That's right.
And you're going to get a present. You're going to get a gift.
That's right. You know what?
And that might be it. But it's going to be really strong of a morning.
What comes to the movies this weekend? Movie releases this week. Maybe I'll go to the movies on Friday.
That could be a possibility. Right after your breakfast.
You know what? We've got the Downton Abbey movie.
All right.
And Rambo Last Blood.
Oh, my gosh. It's perfect.
That I'm going to both.
Can you go to back with that?
I'm going to see Rambo, and then I'm going to see Downton Abbey.
Which one would you go to see first, though?
Rambo.
Because I think Downton Abbey, that's a relaxing movie. I don't know what Rambo's going to be.
I actually think, honest to goodness, I think that Rambo movie looks kind of interesting. The idea is that he's old. He's like in his 60s or 70s or whatever. And he ends up, in Mexico, fighting a cartel. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's pretty much the same synopsis as the Downton Abbey movie.
It's exactly the same.
You just switch a few things out.
They're old. And they're in England.
The Downton cartel. It's just a different one.
It's different but same. So, whatever.
All right. Well, that's a possibility for you this weekend. That could be fun.
Be
the
a good
movies
time.
by yourself.
I'm going to. Oh, you know what? That's sad because I would be going to the movies alone. It's because it would be Friday. I'll just I'm going alone.
If you want to go see Downton Abbey, we'll go have breakfast after the show, and then we can go see Downton Abbey.
We're going to go see Rambo.
I don't want to see Rambo, but I'll stay with you during Downton Abbey.
I don't want to see Downton Abbey.
You said you want to see both.
No, that was a lie. I want to sit there and just be like, okay.
Well, bring breakfast with us.
Do you know what the Downton Abbey movie is? Think about this. See how interesting. We've got Rambo fights the drug cartels, or the staff at Downton Abbey prepare for a visit from the Queen.
Hello.
It's a 2-hour movie about dinner.
Yes, a dinner party.
Which is, ironically, not what I'm having for my birthday.
Well, I didn't want you to notice that, but yes.
So maybe I should go and live vicariously through...
the Abbey.
Yeah, the abs.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Thanks for all the text invites for just amazing ways to celebrate my birthday. Like Franklin here, he just texted, said I could come help him move this weekend.
Oh, that is so nice.
Now that's
as long as there's pizza.
That's a great way to celebrate my birthday. Jacob says he's already got his Rambo tickets.
Can we get some around your seats, or can we still go?
Anthony also says Rambo. Cliff says the Downton Abbey movie looks so boring.
Oh, come on, Cliff. You know you want to see it.
Do we?
I actually don't know. I mean, out of all the ones coming out this weekend, I'd probably pick it.
Yeah. Seth wants to let Nikki know I watched Secret Life of Pets 2 yesterday and had a good time.
It's cute. I like that movie. That's random to bring up, but I like that movie. Thanks for remembering.
Guys, I love some of your text messages sometimes where it's like we're on one
way
thing
out of
and
the
someone's
blue.
like, hey, just to let Nikki know, I had a great time watching Secret Life of Pets.
We're talking about movies, aren't we? It's not too outside of left field.
And Sam says he wants to know if I played Borderlands 3 yet. The answer is no, but I'm probably going to get it for my birthday. So
yes, you are.
There's that.
Okay.
So
anybody else want a text message? Anything? You're welcome to.
Megan says go to Jungle Gyms in Fairfield. That's how I'm spending my Saturday. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
It's a big, weird food store.
Hang on. Now, look at that. What is that?
It's a big, exotic food store.
Thank you. Is that too hard? Is it the thing that's got like all the, you want to try like ostrich beef jerky?
Yep. It's that. So, that sounds like not a good time to me at all.
He's going to pass on that.
You know what I might do, though? I'm halfway through. I mean, because I'm trying to watch this, and like I had to stop and do the show. So, like when we're done talking, I'll go back to it. But I'm halfway through the third trailer for Ad Astra, which is the Brad Pitt movie about space.
Yeah.
That comes out tomorrow. And you know what?
That it is.
It actually looks pretty good.
Are you going to go see it?
I haven't been that interested in it, but this trailer's job is that it's a commercial to try to sell me on going. It may have actually succeeded.
So you have that, Rambo, or the Downton Abbey one.
Which both sound great. Ad Astra,
it's not
Rambo.
a strong movie weekend.
Now, Nikki, you take that back.
No.
I actually just read an article on Variety that said that they're expecting it to, quote unquote, rescue the weekend with all these options
from all the other movies. Well, Obi's birthday's on Saturday, but mark it down because on Friday we'll celebrate as a show.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Kyle says we're celebrating my daughter's first birthday. We're having a homemade waffle bar.
Well, why can't Obi have a waffle bar?
It'd probably be like, I have to have it.
You'd have to. Oh, yeah, we'd have to host it for you,
Do
or
my
you
own
would.
waffle bar.
Oh, that sounds fun, though.
Let's see. D says come to Texas and go to Buck C's.
Oh, the Buc-ee's. Remember the big, it's like the big gas station thing everybody in Texas always talks about. It's supposed to be amazing.
Okay. I should probably be being a little more careful about just reading text messages aloud.
I think that's just like a speak to text sort of thing. It's Buc-ee's.
Okay. All right. And Kevin's in Florida. It says I can come hang out with him at Halloween Horror Nights at Orlando.
Sounds so much fun. You guys have so many good options.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Probably just going to end up seeing Rambo.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So it is true my birthday is Saturday, but more importantly, we haven't really paid attention to what Saturday actually is.
Well, I didn't know this was a day. I forgot.
Every year, it's a day. Batman Day.
That's a statement.
No, like, that should be the tagline. Every year, it's a day. Batman Day is this Saturday, Nikki. And I want you to know that across the world, in every time zone, at 8 p.m., there are cities that will light up their skies with, wait for it, the bat signal.
Shivers, right?
I know.
Shivers.
Oh, my gosh.
Can't
back
wait.
of my neck. Sit down. Sit down back there. Come on.
So that's Saturday.
The hair is sticking straight up.
Now I know what everybody's going to be doing.
Yeah, they are. So, but you know, Nikki, the bat signal is not the only thing that people can do to celebrate Batman Day. On Snapchat, there will be a special Batman filter, so you can take a picture of yourself as Batman.
Oh, my goodness.
Amazon is going to have a special...
I might break Snapchat back out just for that.
Batman's going to have a special Batman store on Amazon, so you can buy Batman stuff. Woo!
Anything else?
Well, I will say, and this I would love to be a part of, but I won't be, is that they're having a Batman Day run. It's a 5K. It's going to be in Los Angeles.
Oh, that'd actually be fun.
I do think would be cool. So that's coming up this Saturday. If this was in a place where, you know, I lived, I would absolutely
go and do it.
Do the Batman run.
So what's the origin of the day, or is it just in celebration of Batman?
Yeah, this is the same as isn't today Cheeseburger Day?
It is.
So it's the same.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Well, the day's open. Why don't we just make something out of it?
Just whatever. So Batman Day is actually a different day every year. So it's not always the same. The one thing I will say is that a lot of times they'll do, there's a Spotify Ultimate Batman playlist.
That could be fun.
Featuring Batman-related music from films, television, and games. From Bat Dance to Hans Zimmer.
Wow.
It'll put you in a bat mood. Okay.
For Saturday, Obi's birthday and Batman Day.
I actually did they're doing a digital sale for a bunch of different Batman comics, and I just used a little birthday cash and bought myself 2 Batman comics, White Knight and a Catwoman side story that relates back to The Long Halloween, which is my favorite, probably. Can I say it?
Oh,
it's
say
close
it. Just
to being
say it.
my favorite comic book story of all time.
Oh.
Batman The Long Halloween is
a good one.
Oh, Nikki, it's wonderful. It's just wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you got that.
Yeah, so I'll read those on my phone while I'm supposed to be working later.
Since you talked about it for the show, though, it is work.
It's totally work
You're
related.
allowed to today and today only.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
So in Japan, they just had a lawsuit revolving around Twitter that is kind of fascinating to me, and it's this. Somebody not just, in 2017, so 2 years ago.
Oh, practically just.
October 2017, there's a journalist who retweeted somebody. And this retweet was about the governor of Osaka, okay? And it was, what did he say? It was something not nice, right?
Thank you for that derogatory, slanderous.
Something derogatory. Something about how he should commit suicide or something.
Oh, really bad.
But here's the thing, is that he didn't write it. He didn't comment on it. He just retweeted it. That's it. The governor sued him, took him to court, and he lost.
The governor lost or the person who tweeted?
The retweeter lost. The original person that tweeted, not in trouble.
Well, why didn't he go after him or whoever was the original person?
And that's what makes this really fascinating, is that this court in Japan has awarded, I don't even know, how much is 330,000 yen?
Someone else is going to have to figure that out.
Why didn't I do this before we started?
Ahead of time? Well, you're fine.
It's about $3,000. So, it's not a massive judgment, but at the same time, it has big implications for how people use social media. I know it's not in the United States, but man, like with the way things are now, is it a stretch to see that we would be headed in this direction? No.
I guess the most interesting part about it is the fact that this person was the retweeter. And a retweet, though, is putting your stamp of approval on the original tweet.
Okay, and
it's an extension of what the person was originally saying and basically saying, I agree, unless you clarify with comments, which it doesn't seem like this retweeter did.
They say in this case, this lawsuit found that a retweet equals an endorsement.
It does.
An endorsement means that you're responsible for what that person says.
But why did the person not go after the original person? Like, what's the reason? Were they not in Japan or what?
Because the original person did not, had a tiny following, almost nothing. But because that reporter who had, 180,000 followers, when they retweeted it, then suddenly they became liable for being the one that was basically spreading it around. So, there's this is like almost all of the American media. They find some nutbag on Twitter that has 10 followers.
Not even that.
And they're like, all over Twitter, people are saying this.
And it's someone who has no following.
Yeah, like they're a nobody, but they're being quoted in news stories like they're a reliable source. That happens so much more than you ever know. They say follow the money, follow the Twitter handles.
And see who it actually is saying stuff.
See how little there actually is.
That is interesting.
So one of the things they say in the lawsuit, the judge made a huge deal about, look, this does not mean that all retweets are endorsements, but in this case, it is an endorsement because of his position and because of his following and all these different things.
Yeah, but that's hard then to decide where the line is and when does it start becoming an issue if you are held liable.
Yeah. So looking forward, this guy's going to appeal the decision. So the court case is not a done deal, but this is still something that has really set off, especially in Japan. It's become a really big deal because this is their law in their country. We're not liable for this here. But I do think it's a great lesson for all of us to be aware of the fact that a lot of the times, and I'm totally guilty of this, I have done this. In a moment, you're alone with your phone and you fire off something, whether it's a text message, you're doing something on Instagram, wherever the heck it is that you do your social media, and you don't give it a lot of thought because it's just you and who cares, when your potential audience is the entire world. You never know who's going to retweet it, who's going to pick up on it, whatever. And so you can't just be honest.
You have to watch.
You have to think through the potential outcome of what you have said.
So I know this is about retweeting, but there's probably not a lot of difference in if you even like a post from someone who's saying something.
Well, we all have those friends where you're like, why are you liking that?
But we all see what everybody likes, so
Like,
it'd be the
why
same
are you-
thing.
It's like, does your girlfriend know that you're looking at that right now and you're liking it? Do you know that your likes are public? Do you?
Sometimes I don't think people will remember that.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
What are you guys doing on Sunday? Do you have a Nintendo Switch? Do you have Nintendo Online? Do you have some free time?
If you said yes to all of that,
Then Nintendo would like to invite you to be a part of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament that's happening this Sunday.
ooh,
It's online only. It's from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m.
I think I have the time.
Okay. And are you ready to hear about some
What
of the
can
top...
I win?
The top 8 racers will take home prizes of 2,500 gold points,
Oh,
which is
not real money?
was just $25.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if you were going to play anyways, it'd be fun.
Yeah,
But I was thinking there'd be some actual money.
something. And 8 people.
How about a new Switch? One of those things? Like something?
8 people are going to get $25. Are they
20 gold coins, the gold points.
okay? So this online tournament is costing them $200 worth of gold points.
Well, yeah, and that's free to them, so.
Yeah, that's just that would be like Nikki and I giving you Riot Bucks.
Like we made it up, and here you go.
All right, thanks for calling. You just won some Riot Bucks.
Congratulations. Like, what's that get me? Don't even look at it, all right?
You
You
got-
just have them.
25,000 Riot Bucks.
We can make the amount up. It doesn't matter.
So what are these Riot Bucks for? Keep collecting them.
Nintendo.
Gotta catch them all.
You have a lot of money. You could do better than that if you're going to host a tournament for Mario Kart.
Man, something.
Is there
Like, do
anything
something more.
else? Maybe that's just the starting off point.
No.
That's all you get.
That's it. And here's the other thing that I do think is kind of funny is that it's not going to be that easy to get in. So instead of just logging into Mario Kart on Sunday and being like, hey, click this
Want
button.
to join the tournament?
No, you will need the following 12-digit numerical code to add to your friends list on Sunday.
They do make that friend stuff hard.
20935045487.
Just, look it up later if you're going to join on Sunday.
Well, you guys didn't get it? How could you not have gotten it? So,
Well, I mean,
it's exciting.
If you were going to play your Switch and you want to play Mario Kart, maybe that'd be fun anyways. But you're not doing it for the gold. You're just doing it for the
For
fun.
the love, Nikki.
Yeah,
You're
the
doing
love
it for
of
the
Mario
love.
Kart.
And speaking of Mario Kart Tour, the Mario Kart phone game,
Is it?
September 25th,
We're
which
getting
is
closer.
1 week from today.
Nice.
So it's coming to your phone.
Mine's pre-ordered and ready to go.
Nikki is ready. Are you gonna spend any money in the app?
I can't recall. Is it if I want to just buy the game or is it just in-app purchases?
I think it's just in-app purchases.
Let's see how far I can go.
How much would you pay for a blue shell?
I want a banana.
Oh, those are the worst.
Why?
Okay, you're right. The mushroom is the worst.
No, I always want to get the power-up thing. So I don't know if I'll spend money though.
Well, we'll see. 1 week from today, you'll have that
Now,
opportunity.
it would have been great if I would have won some money on Sunday from Nintendo. I
That you
could have
used.
turned it back in and used it with Nintendo, but no, that's fine.
You know what? You're always tearing things apart.
Am
You're
I?
always looking for the negative, aren't you? Can't just enjoy anything.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
Okay, Nikki, so I got to go to the DMV, right? Mm-hmm. But I've been thinking, what if you went for me?
Like I'm your assistant or something?
Nope. No.
Or
here's what we do.
What do I do?
We put my glasses on you.
Yeah.
And we'll pull your hair back in like a ponytail or something. And then I just want you to go in there and you just pretend you're me.
And see if anybody calls you on it. Like, are they able to?
Exactly that. Are they allowed to say anything? Well, they'll be like, this says that you're a man, but you appear to be well, I can't say anything about that.
But why do I have to go? Why can't you just go and get your updated driver's license?
Because you're good at that.
What do you mean? Anybody can do it. You just wait in line. You pay the money, you take a picture.
Okay, all right. For two things. One, though I suppose we'll end up going to jail once we go public with our story. But one, I think that people like you so much that I think you can go in there. You'll probably end up right at the front of the line.
Well, they'll be happy to help me earlier.
They won't ask you any questions. They'll just be like, hi, Obadiah, how are you? This is great. We got all your stuff here. Let's take your picture. Okay, thanks for coming. Bye.
And check your eyes, get on over, do everything, and you're set.
Yeah, it'll be totally fine. Of that, I'm absolutely certain. And you'll get it done in a hurry, and then I won't have to do any of the work.
I don't think this is a place where if you want me to step in and help you, I don't think this is a place you should be using that card.
Okay.
You should save it for if you need something else.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I also would like to point out that there are very few places that are worse than the DMV. And
you just need to go at a downtime, and then you're fine.
Do you think we're approaching a downtime?
I know the downtime, but I'm not going to say it because...
Well, we don't want people to know.
Then people would know, and then they'd be going during the downtime. So, yes, I do know.
It's our downtime, not your downtime?
I have a 15-minute window that I know to go. At least at the one right there. There's a 15-minute window. You get in at the beginning. You don't go at the end.
15 minutes?
Well, it won't even take you that long. But I mean,
no,
if you want to get there...
down a 15 minutes.
I'm not kidding.
I'm just impressed about the, the accuracy
you go
and precision
in
of
and
this.
you don't need to take a number or anything. They're just like right on up.
Well, I'll tell you what. You and I got to have a little convo.
I'll tell you, but I'm not going to go and do it for you.
I think you should. I think we should see if we could make it happen because I think we can.
I think be the person.
I think you could. I think you walk in there and again, you don't say anything.
Yeah.
Like you just
see if they argue with you.
I'll bet they don't. They'll just be like, but hello.
I think they still have a hard enough time with your name being Obadiah. They don't know what to do with that.
Which is that's even more. It's perfect.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
You know what? I'll tell you who the big bag is in this room.